I don't think we'll ever be able to heal what we aren't willing to allow ourselves to feel. I have this belief that I think many of us are living life on autopilot, making decisions without ever questioning or truly understanding why we even make those decisions. I think our emotions are really guides towards what needs healing, what needs to be resolved, what needs to be looked at within ourselves. But many of us, when we feel different emotions, when we feel discomfort, when we feel pain, when we feel an emotion, we feel a trigger, our immediate response is to run. Our immediate response is to get out of that feeling as quick as we possibly can. We find all these different distractions, coping mechanisms. We talk to people, we distract ourselves, and we never allow ourselves to truly actually understand the emotion, actually feel and comprehend and really regulate our way through the emotion, because it's so uncomfortable. And I was that type of person. And honestly, I feel like I'm still that type of person within certain areas of my life where it is uncomfortable to just sit still with that feeling, because sometimes it's like you don't even want to deal with that feeling right now because it doesn't feel like a good moment, or you got other things that you need to be focused on. And I think this goes back to kind of my slowing down video, slowing down enough to kind of comprehend what all is going on in your life. But I think sometimes we have so many different things that need our attention that it's almost hard to take the time to truly process your emotions, truly understand them, and truly go through them and not suppress them in a way. Because especially as men, and I'm not disregarding women or anything like that, but I know as a man, from a man perspective, we are taught so much that we have to keep finding a way to move forward. We got to keep pushing. We got to keep, regardless of what's going on internally, externally, in our head, whatever, with our emotions, we got to find a way to handle it right then and there, get through it, have our moment, but still keep pushing, because we got things to take care of. We got different priorities. We got people counting on us. That's just the mentality that a lot of us have, quite frankly, been taught. But if we never take the time to truly understand why certain things even bother us, why we operate a certain way in a specific area of our life, then how can we ever expect to change those areas of our lives? You might have this fear of a relationship where it seems like every time you're about to get in a relationship, you end up running away, or you make some excuse, or it's like, oh, I'm not ready. Or you might have an area of your life where you feel like you need other people, or you're depending on other people. Or it might be another area of your life where, you don't want to be alone, or you constantly people please, and you're constantly trying to meet other people's expectations. And we never take the time to truly sit in those feelings, or take the time to truly understand why we even do those certain things. Because I think a lot of us, we see the problem, but we never take the time to put in the effort to actually resolve the problem, if that makes sense. We tend to really just see it for what it is and just accept it as something that's a part of who we are. We don't take the time to unpack what has led us up to even being that type of person, whether it's trauma, whether it's something from our past, whether it's a fear within us. We don't take the time to ever unpack those things. We just accept that as who we are. And we're like, oh, well, that's just the way I am. That's how I always been. And we never think that we're capable of changing, or we never do the work that it takes to change. And sometimes we do temporary changes. We see a problem, and then all we do is cut off the weed. It's like having weeds in your garden. You're cutting off the top and you're handling the surface level stuff. But if you never handle the root, all it will do is continue growing back. All it will do is keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back. And many of us, I think we have so many different weeds where all we're doing is clearing out the surface for at one point in time, but then we take forever to ever come back to it. And all those weeds do is just grow back eventually. Imagine you had a garden or something and you only cut the weeds once a year. I think when it comes to healing, I think when it comes to changing your mindset, I think when it comes to understanding your emotions and getting certain things, overcoming certain triggers, overcoming certain pain points, like you have to continuously take care of your garden. You have to continuously take care of your mind. You have to continuously take care of your emotions, because that's the only way you could truly cure it. I think sometimes we sit here and we watch this one self-help video and it gives us clarity for a moment. We might write in our journal whenever things get tough. And it's like in that moment, yes, the problem might feel a little less heavier on you. But if you're not consistently every single day making it a priority, or, being intentional about healing that area of yourself, I don't think you could ever expect to see a substantial amount of change. I think you'll just continuously get addicted to temporary relief because, again, like your emotions are guides to really what needs to be resolved within yourself. Like there's a reason why when people don't meet your expectation, there's a reason why when you fail or something, you feel some type of way. There's a reason why your certain perspectives and limiting beliefs and certain fears. There's a reason why you have a hard time letting go of certain people. And we feel those feelings, like we feel the emotion, but we never unpack it. We always try and run away from it. We always try and get it resolved. We always try and distract ourselves from it, but we never take the time to understand, why is this here? What is this trying to tell me about myself? What is this telling me I need to handle within myself? Where is this telling me I need to have a perspective change or a certain mindset shift? And if we never sit with those feelings and those emotions and come to the terms of the reality of our life and who we are and what we need to work on, then how can we ever expect things to change? It's like we're trying to change something that we never take the time to actually look at the root cause of it. Again, it's no different from, you can clean your room, but if you aren't changing the system, the pattern, the root cause of the problem as to why your room is even getting dirty in the first place, then none of it matters. You can clean your room, and that's a temporary solution to the problem. But that doesn't mean that it's not going to get dirty over time again, because you haven't fixed the root problem of it, which is your habits, which is you being lazy, which is you just not taking the time to put your clothes away. Like if you never handle the root problem of your problem, then you can never expect to get a different result from it. And this is why I think emotional intelligence plays such a big part, because being emotionally intelligent really comes with being a lot more self-aware of what you're actually feeling and taking the time to understand why you're feeling those certain things. I'll be honest, there's certain areas within my life recently where I've been discovering like, oh, I have this tendency to run, or I have this tendency to avoid, or I have this tendency to where I back up and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. Or I have this tendency to where I don't like to sit in discomfort. Sometimes we don't take the time to question, like, do I just need to sit in this discomfort instead of running from it? Do I just need to fight my way through it? Like, if you always run away from discomfort, then how can you ever expect to get comfortable with it? Because some things in life we just got to get comfortable with, and some things we just got to unpack the uncomfortable. Because sometimes it's hard to accept a flaw within yourself. Sometimes it's hard to accept, oh, I need to work on this within me. Sometimes we're almost embarrassed or ashamed that that's even who we are, that's what we've been through in our past. Sometimes it's almost like a cringe feeling to know that's part of your story. Sometimes that's a cringe feeling to know, like, dang, that really hurt, or dang, this pain caused me to feel this way. Like, we don't like to sit in those moments because it's just uncomfortable. But in that discomfort, in sitting in that uncomfortable, is where you get to truly get clarity on why you even operate in a certain way, why things bother you, why things emotionally trigger you. Because then it's like, okay, I have this fear of being alone, or I'm doing this because I need validation and acceptance because I haven't learned to give it to myself. I'm doing this because I'm relying on people for my happiness because I truly don't know how to be happy on my own. I'm doing this to suppress a feeling or an insecurity because I don't want other people to know this thing about me because I'm embarrassed and ashamed that that's even a part of me. I lack self-love in this area, so this is why I suppress this part of myself. Like, if you don't take the time to sit with that and like truly understand it, then you can never truly change the story. Because I know for myself, even in relationships lately, even in the past, like I would see myself trying so hard to control certain situations, and I would notice like when people didn't meet my expectation or people weren't the person that I wanted them to be, it would emotionally very much so trigger me. And I had to sit with that and understand that, like, why does this truly bother me? Why is people making these decisions towards me? Why does it like set me off? And it was things that would come up would be like, dang, I wanted to be in control, or I was so set on my vision I had for the situation and my expectation of them, and me always thinking that I knew what was best for me. I was always set on that being what was going to happen. And so when I saw other people not falling in line with my plan that I had for them, then it would emotionally make me mad. Then it will emotionally try and make me force them into my life. It would try and make me force them to see it from my perspective. I was trying to over explain, and I was over trying to prove myself, and I was over trying to, get people to see the value in me. But I wouldn't have been able to understand all those things if I didn't take the time to truly sit with myself and like get clear on why certain things even bother me. I had to sit in that discomfort. And even recently, I've been noticing with certain relationships and certain people possibly having feelings for me. I noticed that it feels like almost an invasion of my space. And I've been unpacking it recently, and what's been coming up kind of is the fear of getting in a relationship and losing myself almost. In the sense of somebody coming into my life and me having to give effort to them that I lose track of everything that I have already going on. So let's say, for example, it could be, oh, if I get into this relationship, or I get into, this situation, it's going to invade my space, and I won't be able to, I either won't be able to give myself what I think I need in order to produce at my highest quality. It could be my videos, it could be my coaching, whatever. If I feel like, it'll cut me back. Let's say I'm uploading every other day. If I feel like, if I get into this, it's going to take me off my path and make me lose myself and my vision and my focus for things, then it's like, I feel like it's invading my space, and I'm not in control of it, because there's a expectation, or there's this pressure on me to show up in a certain way in this relationship, and I may not be able to give those things while also being able to give my all to what I want to give my all to. And so I've been noticing how I don't want to do certain things, or how I want to back up from certain relationships, or friendships, or whatever, if I see it going in a certain direction. And so if I don't take the time to truly sit with those things, unpack them, and fully understand them, why they trigger me, what's led to me even having that mindset or that perspective on it, or that fear of pain. Even sometimes I feel like I don't even care for intimate relationships, because I feel like at times they're just so temporary. Like sometimes I feel like getting a close connection with people could all be a waste of time, because they could easily just leave at any given moment in time, and it would just be a waste of time for time that could have gone to something that was more in my control, or that would have been more productive in another area of my life. But if I never took the time to actually like sit and question my actions and why I was doing the certain things in which I would usually just allow myself to do on autopilot. So let's say I backed up and I was like, yeah, this isn't for me, or I don't want to do this, whatever. If I just did that decision and I just, let that be the decision, and I kept moving forward, I would keep making that decision over and over and over again. So it's taking the time and understanding that my reaction, or my automatic reaction, or my automatic feeling towards certain things, there's a reason behind it. And I have to sit there and have to truly analyze, why does this hurt me? Why does this feel like an invasion of space? Why does this feel like something I need to run from? Why is this uncomfortable to me? And so it could be your pain. It could be an emotion you're feeling. It could be the way somebody hurt you, why somebody's actions are triggering you in a certain way, why your failure has that big of an impact on you, noticing your negative thoughts, like truly taking the time to question the negative parts of yourself, where it feels like you're running away, where it feels like, you're under this discomfort, or there's this pressure, or there's this just heavy emotion. Like truly taking the time to be like, why is this here? What has led me here? Sometimes it's just a thing of, I cared about someone, or this just hurt me. But sometimes it can be something much, much deeper, to where it's things from your past. It's a repetitive pattern that you seem to always be repeating. It's something that always triggers you in that way, or you always feel the need to not sit with that discomfort. Like truly unpacking those things and actually understanding them, and actually being able to change the story about them. Because if you never allow yourself to feel, then you'll never know what parts of yourself need healing, and where you need to start making intentional change, intentional choices. Because then the story becomes, I have this feeling, or I feel this feeling, I'm noticing this emotion, I'm noticing myself and my emotions wanting to run, wanting to back up, wanting to avoid. Then it's like, okay, this is why this is here. Now I get to make a conscious decision of, I'm going to do this way. Because just because my feelings and my emotions are telling me this thing doesn't mean that's necessarily the reality. So again, back to myself, just because I feel like somebody's invading my space doesn't necessarily mean they're actually invading my space. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to lose myself. And so then I can make a conscious decision of, oh, I can step into this space. I can hop in this relationship. I can do this thing. And so the same thing goes with your fears, your failures, whatever. Like if you feel like, oh, I'm noticing this fear of, oh, I think I'm gonna fail, or I think like, oh, my self-esteem is low, and you're noticing your thoughts in your mind come up with every excuse as to why you can't do something. It could be approaching a girl or something. Oh, she gonna automatically reject me. She gonna think this about me. Like truly being able to make a conscious decision and say, just because my feelings and my emotions and my thoughts are telling me these different things, I can still make a conscious choice from the perspective that I know is the reality, or from a perspective that is more positive and enabling and doesn't hold me back from taking the actions in which I want to take. But to pretty much sum it up, please stop living life on autopilot. Truly take the time to question why you do things in certain areas of your life, why you tend to avoid, why you run, why things emotionally hurt you so much. Because if you never take the time to unpack those things, then you're going to continuously just keep cutting weeds, continuously avoiding, continuously ignoring things that are just going to continue growing back. Like just because you ignore it, just because you resolve it one time, doesn't mean it's not still there. They're going to continuously keep growing back, and it's going to continuously keep showing up in your life and holding you back from living the life in which you might be wanting to live. But, I love and appreciate you guys as always. Hope you learned a thing or two from this video. Be sure to go cop a hoodie on willkeeperreal.com, as well as like, comment, subscribe, turn on post noties. Sign up for the Letting Go to Grow community down in the description. Catch you guys in the next video.